Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Backlog Exposed. I'm your host, Kevin, with my co-host, Joe, and it is August 3rd, 2018. Joe.
What it do?
How you feeling today?
Like $1 million.
You know, $1 million goes a long way these days, but it goes a hell of a lot less far than it did 10 years ago. What would you do with $1 million?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I would definitely have to buy a house, buy a good car, and a shit ton of video games, bro.
Would you go PC? Would you get a PC, like a Super Mac PC, whatever thing, or would you stick with the console?
I've never been able to afford a PC that I would really want, so I think I would have to. I don't think I'd go Alienware or nothing like that. I think I would actually build a PC that I want. Every graphics card, any everything.
Just to see, right? Just to see how good you'd be.
Why not? I wouldn't go buy a pre-boxed Alienware computer. So yeah.
That's funny. Man, I love the kids, man.
Hey, man, that's it.
That's what this podcast is about.
That's what it's about, man.
Speaking of kids, I want to ask you something. I had a request come in today about something we should talk about on the podcast, and I think it fits the bill for both you and I because we are heavily into this. So how did you get your kids started on video games? Like, did you just throw them the remote and walk away, or did you sit with them? Do you train them, or do you talk to them about it? Like, I can get into mine too, but I want to hear from you. Like, how'd you entertain it?
I'm trying to think. Trying to remember the first game my kids played. I know I got them on the DS's starting out. I know my daughter had a DS starting out, and she was playing like the My Little Pony game and, just games like that. And then over time, I think I've noticed they could play, and then I got them on the PlayStation. I got them on the Switch, but I never really threw it at them like play this or play that, because they all started on the tablets. I mean, that's my kids are 6 and 10, so they had an iPad, and that's where they started video games. Little Apple Tune or Apple Store video games, and then as I got to notice they're getting better at certain things, I just, hey, you want to try this, and then took off from there.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, for me, it was interesting because I always wanted to have my kids just be gamers. I mean, it's something that I wanted for them. So when Jagger was born, Crystal, there's a funny little side story here. Crystal was pregnant. She was 9.5 months pregnant with Jagger, and it was our first kid, and she was working at T-Mobile, and she got an award, and the award was a trip to Miami on the week that Jagger was due. But she knew about this like months in advance, and we kind of knew that was the week that Jagger was going to be born. T-Mobile does it right by their employees. When they award their employees like their top performers, they go nuts. So they flew a lot of people out to the Fontainebleau in Miami, which is one of the most premier, that's where Paris Hilton goes and stuff like that. And we saw famous people while we were there. But Crystal was hell-bent on going. There was no way she wasn't going to go to this event. So we went, and she was about to pop. And I had to look up every hotel between Tampa and Miami. We drove down there. And when we got there, we had to, they gave us some excursions that we could do. And we had to look at ones that were safe enough for her being 9.5 months pregnant.
Dang.
One of the things that she got, dude, was a tablet, an LG Slate tablet. And to this day, I mean, it's starting to be on its last legs, but we're talking, this is 7 years old now. It's still a pretty decent tablet. It'll still run. But she got that tablet, and it was top of the line. I mean, it had just come out when, back in 2011. And so we put that tablet in Jagger's bed because she started having contractions on the last day we were there. And she didn't actually go into labor while we were there, but the day we got back, she went to work. She went into labor, and the rest is history with our son. But he couldn't even move. He was laying in the crib with, his little wrap on, and we put the damn tablet right next to his head and played, soothing sounds. And then over time, he was able to reach out and touch it. So I'd throw on Angry Birds. I think that was the first game he really played, because he could, he had that reaction. He'd reach out, he'd touch the screen, and it would react. And so at the very, very early stages, he could barely comprehend what the hell was going on.
But he was playing video games.
And he was playing video games. And eventually we were like, holy shit, he beat a level in Angry Birds. And then, you fast forward a couple of years and you're like, holy shit, he just beat Bowser, and now it's
man. That's where it starts, bro. Yeah. I got a good one for you. Speaking of tablets.
Yeah.
I had the first edition iPad, right? How long ago was that?
That was
7, 8 years ago?
Uh-huh.
Guess when I broke that tablet? On our freaking trip to Disney World, man. Me and you.
Oh shit!
So on our way back, Caleb had the tablet back there, and I literally was talking to Lynn. I was like, "Man, it's crazy that we still have that iPad after all these years." Go to a rest area. Caleb had it by the door. Opened the door, shattered it. I was like,
no.
man. But yeah, they played Angry Birds on that tablet. They played, the piano game. They played all that stuff, man. And that's how it all started. Just touching the iPad and playing these little rinky-dink games. And then now my kids are beating Mario Odyssey. They're playing Fortnite, playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, Knack. It's crazy.
It's funny, man. Like, just how much they pick up and how fast they pick it up. And, we did the same to our parents when we were kids. We picked up games faster, and our parents said, holy shit, how are they learning that stuff? And every generation or every couple of years now, people are going to be learning faster. Like, I can't even keep up with Roblox or Minecraft. I mean, it's a different style game, but some of these kids can build the crap out of these cities and stuff, and I can't even pay attention. I look at it, another one, Disney Infinity, you could go to the toy box and you could build the hell out of it.
That was a pretty cool little...
It was awesome. I mean, they got their money's worth out of people, but that was another one where Jagger jumped in and he couldn't really die, so I let him just run around the map, and eventually...
Skylanders was another one, too, that came out that kids got into real big with Skylanders.
Yeah, and I think those open world, if you're trying to teach your kid how to use controls, you got to start with a game where they can't die. I mean, Lego is a good one.
Lego Batman was cool.
Yeah, any of the Lego games, they just die and they come back, but they can be kind of frustrating because they can't progress.
Yeah.
Pick up, if you're interested in trying to get your kid to learn, pick up a Disney Infinity. You can probably grab them for $3 now on I saw them for super cheap at Walmart because they were discontinued.
Yeah, I seen them the other day at Walmart for super cheap.
Yep. And just get yourself a starter pack. I mean, you don't need to worry about all the different characters. Just make sure you get yourself a base, get yourself the base game, and then let your kid run around in the toy box mode. You can't connect to the online services anymore, and that sucks, but you can, like you used to be able to download other people's worlds. But you can now at least go into pre-built worlds. There's a couple of them, or like the Champion Gate or whatever it's called. And you can walk around and learn how to jump and learn, the basics.
Oh, yeah, just the basic games. And that'd be fun for any kid, man. And then you get to play as like heroes and different characters. So that'd be kind of cool.
I wish these parents would do that. Now they're just dumping their kids into Fortnite, and you go in there, and I swear every goddamn group I get into is a bunch of children, got to be less than 10.
Hey, speaking of children, my son won a duo today. Just gonna throw that out there. He's 6, no big deal.
I'd be happy to team up with your son, because every single time, your son's hilarious. He pushes, he tries hard, he's like, I need this, I need that. He plays the game. He really does. Jagger's playing with his friend Christian, and they're just driving around in a golf cart. There's 7 fucking people left in squads. They're playing squads. Straight squads. No weird squads, no, explosives. They're playing squads. And somehow he managed a team of 3. Him and his friend were sitting in this room. Neither one of them had a gun out. They're just driving around in a golf cart. And the circle's tiny. And there's a team of 4 somewhere within this tiny circle. And they're the only ones left. And I'm just sitting here like, dude, you could potentially win this game, and you're horsing around in a golf cart. And you know what? The second I get in a goddamn golf cart, I get sniped in the head. Nope. These two are driving around this circle that could be no more. You could chuck a baseball across it, and they're just flooring it, going around in circles, and then all of a sudden this team comes in. They killed these 3 people, and the third person was also a child on the other end of the headset, They killed 2 of those remaining 4. They ended up dying, but they somehow, killed 2 of the remaining 4. And it's just, to me, I find that hilarious.
Hey, I play, it's funny because my daughter plays a different way. I play different. Caleb plays different. Leanne plays different. I love to sit back and snipe, dude. That is my favorite. I love sitting back, building a ramp.
I just watch
and
you
hear that. And hear that little ting every time. And they just wilt, and they're going, son of a bitch.
That was yesterday was sick.
That was 280 meters. Where's this guy at? And then Leanne, she just give her an assault rifle, and she's gone. Like, it doesn't even matter.
No, for the listeners here, I got to give you guys some perspective here. Every single time we play, Joe has himself a personal sniper finder.
Dude, my wife can find sniper rifles in pistol mode only. It's ridiculous. I don't know how she does it. Every time we're playing. I got something for you. Oh, anytime she says that, I know it's a sniper rifle. So what do? I immediately run and find her. I don't even care if there's 15 chests in front of me. But yeah, give her an AR, man, and then that's it. A SCAR. If she gets a SCAR, it's game over.
Oh, man, she's got some accuracy.
It's stupid. I think she cheats. I think she puts cheat code in. Kaylee plays more conservative. She builds really good, but I think she plays kind of like me. She likes to just hang back, find out where they're at, and then rush them when it's the best opportunity versus, Caleb. He just goes ham at it and he'll run at him from 100 yards out with a shotgun because he's like that. But he does good. I mean, he's gotten, 4, 5, 6 kills in a game. He's won a bunch of duos, a bunch of squads. Kaylee's gotten quite a few kills. And I mean, she got a double shotgun kill the other day.
Really?
I don't know that's possible. She was playing 50 versus 50. She had a heavy shotgun, came around the corner, and got a double shotgun kill. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
That's pretty awesome.
It didn't even make any sense. But I did post that video. I don't know if you watched it on my YouTube when I had back-to-back 280-meter snipes. Did you see that?
No, I didn't catch it yet. I'm going to have to jump on your YouTube and check it out.
But yeah, it was me, Adam, Ray, and Leanne, and we were playing 50 versus 50, and there was 4 guys in this one-by-one hut, and 2 of them was just side by side, literally ding headshot 280 meters away, ding headshot 280 meters away back. It was sick, man. 2 of my best snipes yet. But yeah, man, it's Fortnite now I just wish something else would come out for the kids. I don't know. There's just nothing to play, and that's the only reason I think Fortnite's booming, because there really isn't a game to go, you know what? Hey, let's go jump on this, because there's nothing out there right now, and it sucks.
Two things I want to get into, and I'm going to throw this one out here. We'll get into it in a second, but remind me in a second. Lag switches. Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. And then the other thing is, so just yesterday, I go to the Walgreens to pick up some medicine, and there's a kid sitting there with his mom and waiting for his mom's medicine, and Jagger had just gotten a 7-kill game, and he was super proud. So he just says to the kid, "I got 7 kills today in Fortnite." And the kid kind of looked at him weird. He's like probably a couple years older. And then all of a sudden he's like, "That's pretty good. Yeah, I've gotten, I like using the SCAR." And all of a sudden they're talking about Fortnite. A random person, probably a couple years older than my son, and they have something in common. And they're immediately like, perfectly in line with whatever. So I think it sucks that, there's only this one game right now that's the craze. But at the same time, it's pretty neat to see the difference between play styles for these kids and to see their interactions together, because my kids were having a hoot this morning driving around in that golf cart, thought it was the funniest thing in the world. That's a situation I'm sweating bullets at that moment.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, even in school, like, not school, I mean, like out in like Walmart or the mall or whatever, you'll see kids just doing, all these crazy Fortnite dances. Yep. And then everyone immediately knows what they're doing. I'm just like, dude, this whole Fortnite craze it's through the roof. It's taken over the world, man. But anyway, I watched the Black Ops 4 trailer.
You did.
And let me tell you.
Well, before we get into that, let me just because I did. Before we get into that, I want to talk about the lag switch thing, because Black Ops, actually, if you recall, a couple years ago, Black Ops 1, also Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and a couple of these other games, the lag switch problem, Halo had a big problem with it. Well,
have you ever seen anybody use a lag switch in person? Because I have, and it is the most craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, there's different versions of it, right? Didn't the old one, you had to actually pull you put your Ethernet through something, and then you had to like pull the Ethernet cord out and then pop it back in?
So a guy back home, he was playing Call of Duty, and I kid you not, he literally took the light switch from your wall.
Yep.
He split his Ethernet cable and ran it through the switch.
That is
and he taped it to the bottom of his controller, and he would be playing, and he would use his middle finger, and he would flip it on and off about a second and a half interval, and that's how he did his lag switch, and that's how he was literally untouchable. And I've seen him get 30, 40, 50 kills without even trying, because of a lag switch.
Here's one of the funny things going on right now is lag switches are back in Fortnite, from what I understand. And this could just be a talking point that people are using because they died.
I've been seeing it a lot more. I've been seeing lag a lot more, where their characters are just like jumping, like they'll move like 6 or 7 frames, and then they'll be back somewhere else, and they'll move 6 or 7. Nah, it's totally out there, man. And people, they're always going to cheat. They're always going to find the next way to do something. And it's just annoying.
It is. And it just reminds me of those old days of Call of Duty. And I'm really disappointed that that's something that people utilize to get by. I mean, I can understand getting, like we talked about last week, different controllers, different inputs, different this or that. But
well, that's still skill though. So if you go buy a new SCUF controller, or you go buy a controller with the extra triggers and all that, that's still skill because you have to memorize your fingers, you have to memorize the layout, you have to memorize the buttons, and you have to constantly play. A controller with more buttons that does extra stuff. I mean, it's not cheating; it's an advantage, but it's still a skill that you have to unlock. But if you have a lag switch, there's no skill in that. You flip a switch, you flip it back on, and no one can touch you for a good second and a half.
Yeah, so that alone is very, very frustrating because I've been watching it in videos, but I've also seen it myself in the sense that I'll be running around, just trying to do my thing, trying to search for a treasure chest or whatever, and then all of a sudden I just notice a spike in lag, and I look up and I can see now that you can see your ping and all that, and I feel it. I can feel the lag coming, and I know someone's around. And then next thing you know, boom, 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 stuttered dead. And I hate to sit there and say, oh, every time I die, someone's cheating. But
it's true, though, man. I mean,
when that is the reason you die, and I can tell you, I probably would have died anyways. I'm not that good. But if I can't move, I'm going to die, especially with how bad I am at these games. With Call of Duty...
We're not bad.
We're getting better. But with Call of Duty, Modern Warfare,
I'm way better at Call of Duty than I am Fortnite. I will go ahead and toot that damn horn.
I think I'm Kamikaze Earl there too, though.
But that's fine though. See, there's a difference in Fortnite. Fortnite is bass backwards.
Yep.
It involves building.
You need to stay alive. You need to stay alive in Fortnite.
Well, it involves building and none of the guns are accurate at all. They're all inaccurate as hell.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is the worst ever. I mean, literally last night, I built a ramp. I jumped off the ramp, turned around in midair, shot a guy in his head with a blue pump shotgun for 34.
Yep.
I could throw a package of barbecue sauce at somebody for 34. Come on. 34. Like, are you serious?
I was watching a streamer named Dr. Lupo today, and he ran and jumped off of he made a ramp, jumped off, shotgun to the head, eight freaking damage with a shotgun to the head. And I'll tell you what, when you hit somebody in the face with a shotgun, you get 8 damage, and then the guy blasts you and knocks you out of the game. You gotta just tuck your head and go to a different round.
Yeah, dude, it's stupid. I mean, it's so stupid. If they put more, all right, if Epic Games, I hope you listen to this podcast, Epic Games, you're not Epic.
They do. Epic listens.
So if you're gonna spend so much time, so much money, well, they're not even really spending time at this point. They're just wanting money. But if you're going to worry about putting trees in the dusty divot, who gives a shit about trees, man? I don't give a fuck about no tree and dusty divot. I want my gun to be accurate. If I shoot you in the face with a... Matter of fact, I did it with a heavy shotgun yesterday. A gold heavy shotgun. It was like 54 damage with a gold shotgun. No, negatory. I want that shit to do max damage. Not none of this little piddly-ass 34.
Well, people bitch online the second something gets crazy. Like the P90 comes out, it's tearing everyone up. And everyone starts bitching.
Overpowered.
And then it gets nerfed the next
day.
You know what? Get a fucking P90, learn how to use it, and tear some people up too. What's funny is the streamers are the ones bitching because they're the ones getting picked off and all their buildings are getting knocked down. You know what? Not everyone can build a fucking tower to the heavens. And, it felt good to have a P90 in your hand that could melt these structures because I can't build like they build. Now I have an advantage. Oh, nope, it's nerfed. Gotta let the builders build.
Yeah.
It's called Fortnite for a reason. No, the fucking game is called Fortnite because the Save the World version of it has Horde mode and all these things where you build a goddamn fort. Battle Royale wasn't really meant to be build to the heavens. It was meant to be run on this island and get scared when you hear footsteps. And now it's like, footsteps, attack. The whole game is push, push, push. I'd love to see it turn into a little bit more of a stealthy.
No building. Oh my God.
Do you remember at the beginning of this game, people were so afraid to build a fucking wall because it turned blue across the map?
Yeah.
And now it's like just build.
I mean,
man.
think about it, dude. Like, I don't mind the game if the guns were accurate. Like last night, I was getting shit on, and literally, I was sniping people for like 50 damage with a gold sniper rifle, and it was so dumb. I mean, if the inaccuracy of the weapons were fixed, I honestly believe it could potentially be one of the greatest games ever if they were to fix the accuracy of the game. But I just don't think it's going to happen because at this point, they don't really care, man. Yeah. They have more people bitching and griping because I want my double shotgun to come back. Man, fuck that. That is so stupid.
You know what I noticed too is, the way that these people fire, they shoot their gun, and before the animation is done, they've already switched to the next gun and are firing their next weapon. And I know that, that's not something new, but at the same time, these people either have a macro key enabled or something that allows them to do that. And the way it happens, the speed at which it happens, you just can't do that shit on the console. So I think
you can't.
It sucks to see the discrepancy there because, again, we talk about it, but this goes into the Call of Duty as well. Call of Duty, the simplicity of the game itself, it's not all detailed with building and all that stuff. Call of Duty is such a basic game. Modern Warfare 1, 2, the score streaks were simple, the gameplay was simple.
Well, if you go back to the Call of Duty 4, the original that came out for the PS4, you only had 3 kill streaks. You had your UAV, you had your airstrike, and you had your helicopter. That's it. That's all you got. There was none of this fucking wall jumping and
I hate the wall jumping.
Yeah, these exoskeleton suits, these nanobite technology. I mean, it was cool. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it was fucking horrible. Yeah. I mean, Call of Duty.
That's what pushed me out was all of that extra stuff. I mean, Call of Duty is a game you jump into because you can, just like Fortnite, man, you jump in because you have 15 minutes or an hour to play. I don't want to have to fucking learn all the, how to control an RC car and, I mean, it's cool that stuff is in there, but at the same time, it's not because the game was...
I mean, the kill streaks don't bother me. The kill streak, it could be, you could take an ant with a fucking C4 on its back. I don't care. That'd be cool. Whatever. The kill streaks don't bother me. It's the exosuits and the jumping and hovering. You know what? I don't play Xbox. Nope. I'm not a Halo fan. Halo, it's all about jumping and shooting. Man... When the last couple Call of Duties is wall Halo. Jumping. Yeah, it is. It's literally Halo on PS4. And I was watching we're talking about Black Ops, the new trailer. There's no jumping. There's no hovering. Oh my God, dude. It does look nasty, though.
It looks good. I was watching that. And for the first time in a long time. Now,
in a long time, I finally got excited.
Yeah, I'm shooting myself in the ass here because I played the beta. I didn't watch many trailers for COD World War II, but I played the beta and I got hooked on that map that was in the beta, and I paid the $100 for that whole package for World War II, and I haven't fucking touched it. But this one, I mean, there's also a difference between the World War II. Who built that one?
I think it was Activision, wasn't it?
Yeah, Activision. And
Activision or Treyarch?
No, Treyarch does the Black Ops series.
Okay, yeah.
So it was Activision. Well, I think it's the Activision games that I hate. Because what was the last Treyarch one?
I'm not sure, man. The last Call of Duty that I remember that I actually played, me, the wife, and all of us, was Call of Duty 4. Because it was the remastered version, and it was simple, and it was easy. But the actual, chain or franchise of Call of Duties, Ghost was good. But all the Black Ops were good. That's why I'm kind of excited about, this one being following footsteps. I mean, World War II wasn't horrible. It didn't feel good. Like, the weapons didn't feel right.
They did in the demo. Somehow. They did in the demo.
So, you got to think, dude, I'm pretty sure that demo had a lot of love to it. You got to think, there was only 2 maps. There was only, you know what I mean? So it was like a dedicated place. Now you got 8 maps and millions of people on. Servers are laggy as shit. I mean, there for like the first month or 2, that game was super hard to play.
Now listen to this. Okay. I'm looking at the Treyarch list. Treyarch built Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3. So those were, pre-PS4.
Those are like PS2, I think.
So Treyarch came along, and yes, they did build Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3. And then they built World at War.
That game was phenomenal, though.
Yeah,
dude.
World at War was great. I mean, especially when they republished that, I jumped in, and holy crap,
dude,
that game was good.
Driving those tanks were fun, dude. Yeah. But at the same time, the tanks weren't really overpowered because you throw 2 sticky grenades on it, tank's done.
Blown up.
Yeah, so
like real life. I mean, come on, back in the day, you put a couple of bombs on the side of a tank, and yeah, the tank is gonna, it's gonna have a hard time moving forward. These days, the tanks are moving fortresses, but back then, man, it was, they were big hunky things, but they couldn't move, if you blew up their wheels.
But you blow a track off, that's it. And that's what it was designed to do. They put the sticky bomb on the track falls off, all they got's a turret. You can outrun the tank at that point.
So it says here, Treyarch did Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and now Black Ops 4. And it says they ported Modern Warfare Reflex to the Wii, Modern Warfare 3 to the Wii, and Call of Duty Ghosts to the Wii U. So it looks like the developers of those were Infinity Ward, so they just helped port it. So really, the Treyarch team is putting out the Black Ops. Now, one thing I gotta say, I just got Black Ops 3 a couple months ago. I never bought it, and I got it for free during that PS Plus free Call of Duty. I'm not a big fan. That's the one where you're running up the walls and this and that.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. But I mean, I watched the trailer, and a couple of those weapons, man, are awesome. Like the riot shield now.
Oh, I love that. You put it down on the ground.
It expands out. Some of those grenades. Those sensory grenades where you can see the where people are, that was pretty cool.
Yep.
There was quite a few good weapons in that one. I think it's got a shot. I think it's got the potential to actually recover from the black eye it's had the last.
I think so too.
4 or 5 years.
And the trailer, according to the reviews I've read online, and I wasn't quite sure where in the trailer. Maybe it was the last little bit. The trailer has a clip of what the battle royale aspect is going to look like, and. We'll see. I don't know exactly what part that is in, so I don't know. I'm going to rewatch the trailer now while we're talking, just so I can remember some of this stuff, because they're really doing a good job. The marketing is good, the logo is good, the preparation. I think a lot of people are ready for it because of the severe rush to Fortnite. And, it's perfect timing for these lag switches and shit in Fortnite, because now people are going to say, you know what, I'm going to take a break from Fortnite. I'm going to jump over into this Call of Duty beta.
So I think if Call of Duty comes out swinging, does what they're supposed to do, and let's just say the Battle Royale is what it's supposed to be.
Yep.
I believe the vast majority of the Fortnite players, the adult Fortnite players, are going to go try Call of Duty. And I think Fortnite's going to lose a good probably 40-50% of its players. And the rest of the players are going to be kids, because let's just be honest, Fortnite is a kid game. It's kid friendly. There's no blood, there's no cussing, there's nothing. I mean, it's super kid friendly. Yep. Yeah, you're shooting other people with weapons, but I mean, like, come on, it's cartoony.
Do you think that the battle royale mode of Call of Duty is going? Because there's very little information about it. Do you think it's going to be like you're dead and you don't come back, but it's Call of Duty, or do you think it's going to be where you can heal and?
Oh, it's just going to be like Fortnite. I'm telling you, it's just going to be the exact thing as Fortnite. You're gonna jump out of a C-130. You're gonna go land somewhere. You're gonna have your health pack. You're gonna have your weapons. You're gonna have your grenades. You're gonna have all this other stuff. I don't think there's gonna be any shields. You might have body armor or whatever. But I think the Fortnite craze took off so much. If it's not broke, why fix it? And Call of Duty has obviously. Treyarch has way more money than Epic Games. You know what I'm saying? So they can afford to put a little more detail in their game. They can afford to put more extra stuff into it. It's not going to be the exact same as Fortnite, but it's going to be pretty much the same concept. You're probably going to jump out, like I said, at 1:30. You're going to fly down. You're going to run around, open up a crate, or you're going to open up a one of those tough boxes, probably versus a treasure chest, or you're going to go raid a compound. You may land near a jail, or you may land near a DZ or something, and whatever. It's just going to be more military related, but it's going to be the exact same, I believe, as Fortnite.
So I am pretty sure that I did something to make myself sound like a robot, and I can't seem to fix that for right now. So I'm going to try to fix that in post-processing, but this new program I got it's called Voice Meter Banana. I was using just a thing called Voice Meter. Voice Meter Banana gives us a little bit more play with the different things, and I'm not an audio guy. So for those of you listening to the podcast who say, man, Kevin always sounds like shit, or, in my car I have to turn off the bass. Well, I figured out why, and then I upgraded my program because I thought, well, with more control, I'll be able to make it sound even better. And, at the beginning of this podcast, I wanted to give you guys a little taste of something cool. It turns out I'm just a fucking nerd. And at the end of the day, I made myself sound like a robot. And I can't turn it off. So I'm going to figure it out afterwards. Hopefully I can take that audio sound away after when I'm processing it. But, it is what it is. We do what we got to do, and we're trying to build this thing up, and hopefully I'm not pushing people away with the crappy audio. But
sounds great, man. I'm just using this blue ball, and I sound stupid. It's great.
No, you know what? Your audio right now is coming through as crisp and clean. What's funny is, if I could show you, there's peaks to our voice, right? When we're talking, when I breathe in, you can hear it. When I breathe out, you can hear it for some reason. And that doesn't happen. And I have a different microphone. I have the Yeti, the Blue Yeti. You have the Blue Snowball. And the Blue Yeti has a much more, it's able to pick up way more.
More surround. It can hear everything.
Yeah. And so, you might have heard my wife yelling at my kids a few minutes ago. And, I had to step away for a moment to rectify the situation. But that's the benefit and the negative of having, a studio quality mic. And people will laugh and say, studio quality mic. Well, you know what? Yeah, it's studio enough for me. I mean, I'm not going to go spend $1,000 for a podcast that has no listeners. This one is a USB plug and play mic, but it's, it's doing the job. It can handle it. It's pretty awesome. And that Blue Snowball is pretty awesome as well. But I wanted to get this Yeti. I got it on sale during the Prime Day.
I like this blue ball. It's nice, man. It sounds good.
It's a beautiful mic. It's crisp. It's got a good bass to it. The difference here is that I can have someone sitting in this room with me, and we can have a conversation and record it, and it will pick up both of us crystal clear once I get it all figured out. I don't have it figured out yet. So, for the listeners who are audiophiles, bear with me.
Bear with us.
Yeah, I will have it figured out.
At the same time.
Dude, when you see your audio, it is crisp. You're not peaking, you're not popping, you're not going in and out. This is the first time your levels are great, and mine suck. I had my levels...
sound guy, Kevin.
Yeah, I know, huh? Well, my levels sounded or looked great visually the last time. I might have to go back to the other application or figure out how to set this thing up, but...
We'll figure it out as we go, bro.
We will figure it out as we go.
But yeah, so... Got off on a tangent, didn't we, on some blue ball mics?
We did.
Anyway.
Well, I think so. After it says October 12th, right, in the trailer here, and then it cuts, and then you get a glimpse. I think that's the last 25 seconds of this trailer has to be the battle royale mode. People are driving 4-wheelers and helicopters and shooting. From that, I pre-purchased it because I said, you know what, I got to give this shit a try. Isn't the multiplayer beta starting next week?
No, it starts tomorrow, bro.
Is it tomorrow?
Well, midnight tonight, Pimp Juice. The Twitch guys are already streaming it tonight. I just got an email from a buddy of mine. They're already streaming on Twitch.
Well, let me check my account because I signed up on Amazon for it, and I think Amazon will shoot me a code. So now I got to go look because if that's the case, well, I'm
gonna take a gamble. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think this may be one of the top 3 Call of Duties.
Oh man, don't do it. You know why?
I did it.
We said the same thing about World War II.
Well,
we were super excited.
I like gambling. I didn't say I was good at it.
So true.
I mean, if I was good at it, I'd be a millionaire, right?
That is true. Okay, so hopefully I get my digital code tonight from Amazon. I guess it's not a big deal because I have to work tomorrow, so I won't be, up too late tonight. But this looks good. It does. I'm with you on the fact that it could be. If they scale back some of this extra shit, I'm watching the trailer. I don't see any bullshit. I don't see any nonsense. I see Call of Duty, and that's the Call of Duty I loved. Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 was sick. Modern Warfare 1.
I see people running around, shooting weapons, throwing grenades, and using riot shields.
The dogs are back, man.
I saw a dog.
That's a good skill streak.
I saw that sumbitch, too. You only see one dog. I was thinking, what is this, his pet?
That's
they only give you one.
Cybernetic dog, too.
You only get one dog. But I tell you what, that one dog gonna murder everybody. But I think that's it, man. I think this may be one of the top 3.
It looks good, and the levels. I'm looking at the levels. They're bringing back a couple of maps. Let me pull up the list because I know that we're all going to be excited to play some of these old school maps.
I really wish they'd bring the marksman rifle back because sniping's fun. I love sniping, obviously, but the marksman rifle was awesome in Ghost. Because you could use it close range or you could snipe with it. Man, that was my favorite.
I've never been good at sniping, so when I played Call of Duty, the first time I got into Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 2. I tried playing World at War, I tried playing Call of Duty 2 on the PC, I tried playing Modern Warfare 1. I just sucked at it, so I never really did it. I never really played it, but I got on the Modern Warfare 2. My friend Nick and a couple of folks I worked with back in the day, they got me in there. I jumped in, and I became King Knife. I was the Blade Master. And on Modern Warfare 2, I can't remember any of these maps, but or the names of them, but there was a couple of maps, man. I'd get 90 kills with a freaking knife, and that's all I did. Commando Pro, Marathon Pro, and there was another. I think that was it. Commando and Marathon. I just would run.
Oh, and Quiet Footsteps, so they couldn't hear you coming.
Yeah. Just run constantly. I would never stop. And when I pulled out a gun, it was a P90. But at the beginning, I couldn't aim. I couldn't shoot. I couldn't do nothing. I just had to knife everybody, and I was good at it. I can say I was good at it because I would always lead. I would lead the kills. I would have a lot of points. And so I didn't, it wasn't, there was a skill to it, but it wasn't like you sniping or anything. I just don't have that skill set. And I'm trying to get, with the playground mode in Fortnite, I'm trying to get there, practice a little bit, but it's never the same.
Dude. It's just so fun.
When they move, it's never the same.
Fun.
I wish they had.
Yeah, obviously.
Do you know if this mode, Call of Duty, did they start doing bots, like the ability to go into, I know that one of the Call of Duties you could go in and...
Oh, yeah, you could do that with pretty much all of them. You can go into a multiplayer map or a LAN party map, and you could turn on 1 to 16 bots, and you could be 1 versus 15 or 1 versus whatever, and I did that quite a few times because it's just fun. Me and Adam, we'd get on and we'd set it to like 1,000 points or whatever, and we'd put it on like recruit, and they would never shoot. They would shoot at you, but they'd never hit you. Yep. So you could like snipe and like do some other stuff, and then you put it on I think it's veteran or whatever. Those some bitches don't miss. I mean, they could use a pistol, a sniper rifle, or a tic tac. Your ass is dead.
So funny story. I forget what game it was. It might have been Black Ops 2 or something. But the my nephew Matt, he was a big time gamer. He's in the military now, and he gets on deployments and stuff on a boat for 6 months at a time. But he would jump on and he would play, and sometimes he would jump onto that and he'd be playing by himself, and I would pop in, and next thing you know, we're playing against each other on a map with bots and shit. And so this one day, I jumped in and I'm on the headset and I'm talking, and he wasn't talking back. Usually he did. And he wasn't talking back. So I'm thinking, okay, well, he just doesn't have his headset on or whatever. And I'm just picking him off every 2 seconds. Pop, dead, pop, dead. And I was destroying him, which I usually didn't do. And later on that...
son.
No, later on that night, I messaged him and I was like, man, you suck. I was killing you today. And he's like, what? That wasn't me. That was my sister. She was trying to learn how to play Call of Duty. And at the time, she was probably 12, 11. I don't know. She was in there trying to play Call of Duty, and I was just tapping her every 2 seconds, thinking I was the king of the world, but he usually beat the trash out of me.
That's funny, dude. That was my sister.
Shout out to Alana. Sorry about that, Alana. So they're bringing back 5 maps. Okay, we got Jungle. Do you remember Jungle from Black Ops 1? That was a good map.
I think so.
I mean, they all have the similar style, but that was the one that was set in the jungle, obviously, and you had that back area where a lot of people would try to snipe from, and it was like a level field that would dip down. I'm probably...
I can't really remember off the top of my head, but
there was like a rock ramp, I think, that could bring you up above. So like it wasn't really a cave that went underneath, but you could go below the ground a little bit.
There was like 2 sides of it, right? You can go to the left and go into like another building and go through the middle or whatever. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they had a couple of like shacks throughout the map that you could kind of hide in. Yeah, that one was a good map. I remember that one. But they're also bringing back Slums from Black Ops 2. Slums was an awesome freaking map.
Yep, I remember that map. That was good.
Yep.
They need to bring back Rust from Modern Warfare 2.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
That was a cool map, man. That was awesome.
So, Summit. Summit's the map on the top of the mountain where it's ice, and you could run down the ledge on the side of the mountain. And then they had the 2 buildings, one on each end. It was pretty much a mirror of itself, but a lot of battles would take place right in the center there, right in the center of the map, where there was the opening from the 2 buildings were kind of looking at each other.
I don't know, man. I think it's got a shot. It does look good. It looks like it's going back to the basics again. I don't know, man.
Well, you pull
see.
Some of these nostalgia maps. Firing Range. You remember Firing Range, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That map right there, I mean, a lot of people would just sit there and pick Firing Range as the next map. Firing Range, Firing Range. But here's the killer right here. This is the one. It's been included in every single Black Ops game, and every time they change it up a little bit, they're bringing back Nuketown. And
oh, really?
If you can recall, the first time you ever played, the first series of times you played Nuketown. I mean, it got old kind of quick because there was Nuketown 24/7. But man, I will tell you what, that's when I started being able to shoot. And I'd go running up to those cars that were, dead in the center of the map.
The buses.
The buses, yeah. And I would pop in, and there was a hole in one of them, and I'd get down, and I would just pick people off as they came running up the side. And I always had the speedy, the fastest. I always had like marathon on or whatever. I could get there before anyone who didn't have that. And so I would get there, I'd duck down, put my gun, my crosshairs exactly the same spot every time, and just fire, and it would be like tick, 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 and I'd get 2 or 3 kills, and I'd instantly have a UAV. Boom, and now my team has and on that map, a UAV is kind of critical to start.
Oh yeah, of course, on that map it is. My favorite spot though, obviously I snipe on that map because it's fucking fun.
So you get on the house?
Nope, I go, if you spawn in the back of either one of the houses, you go to the corner of the house.
Oh yeah, with the
you lay down, and you can see all the way back past the buses, and they all run out and run straight up that line. Dude.
Tick, tick,
kills all day.
There's something about, I'll tell you, there's something about the sound in Call of Duty when you hit somebody like no other game.
Oh, yeah.
It's perfect. It's not too much, and you feel like you're hitting them. Tick, 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 tick. And I'm just watching the trailer, and I don't even have the audio on, and I can feel it. You see that X and you can feel it.
I just hope they bring in hardcore mode. I am not a core player.
Oh, they will. There's no doubt they'll have hardcore mode. But they never give hardcore mode the love that they do. You have 2 or 3 hardcore mode styles.
Yeah, they have like 3 or 4 3 or 4 gameplay modes for hardcore, and then there's like 15 for core. I'm like, dude, how hard is it to flip a switch in the programming guide here to just say, okay, all these maps are hardcore and core? Like,
they're afraid of the player base. Like, I guess when you have so many different modes, it's pretty hard.
If you watch any streamer that plays Call of Duty, you will find that 95% play core. Reason being, they run SMGs, they'll run into a fight, and if they don't kill you within a 2 or 3 second window and they're getting shot, they run away.
Yep.
You can't do that shit in hardcore, man. If you walk in front of me, I don't care if I got a shotgun, a pistol, an Uzi, an assault rifle. It doesn't matter. It's realistic. If I shoot you in the chest with any weapon, you're dead, because that's realistic. It's not shoot you with a fucking clip while I'm reloading, you run through and knife me. Come on, man. That's why I don't play core. But anyway, I think we got a good shot here at this Black Ops.
And so just to kind of wrap it up, what I'm reading here, at least, I don't know if this is just the beta, but it says what you're going to be able to partake in is Team Deathmatch, Domination, Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, and then they have a new mode called Control. I do not think Control is the Battle Royale. I'm pretty sure
they're not gonna bring that out. They probably won't bring that out at all.
Actually, you know what? I recall hearing about Control, and I'm going to butcher it, so I'm not going to go into it, but I'm pretty sure I watched a little video on what Control is. It's a new game mode, and from what I recall, it was cool.
It's probably the same thing as, not headquarters, but you control an area of the map, right? Like a room or a building or something like that, and you just have to have somebody.
It might be a 4x4, 4-on-4. Let's see if I can get any information.
Yeah, some of those game modes, though, they got kind of old. Like, I don't like playing Sabotage. I don't like playing Search and Destroy. I don't like playing Free-for-All. I like Team Deathmatch. I really like Killed Confirmed. That's fun.
That's one of my favorites.
Because obviously, your boy, Team Emar Gaming over here is sniping. Go ahead and get them tags, little boy. Get them tags. Oh, wait, there's 3 more tags for you. Somebody else come and get those tags. I'll just go ahead and pile tags up in the middle of the map for Leanne or Adam to pick up, or you.
Yeah, I'm running. I'll get them. But but I need you to pick up my tags too, because I'll be dying a lot.
That's how we play, man. Like we never really played a lot of Call of Duty because we never got into it, me and you. But like me, Adam, and Leanne would play like religiously, and we'd play Kill Confirmed, and Leanne's the runner. She can't sit still. I get
the feeling Adam isn't a fan of my play style.
So Adam,
he takes it a little bit more serious than I do, and I appreciate that.
Adam plays conservative, man. He's good. He's a really good Call of Duty player. Better than
he's good in all these games, man. He's really good. And
he's good at Fortnite, but he is 10 times better in Call of Duty. The dude is phenomenal in Call of Duty.
It makes me, when I'm playing with him, I'll fuck around with you, but when I'm playing with him, I try to be serious. I don't always get my way. My brain takes over, but I put a different face on because he's playing, and, certain players, I'm like, I want to do good because they're trying for real.
Yeah, man, he tries hard. It's good, but like Call of Duty, we'll be sniping or we'll be sitting back picking people off, and then fucking here comes Leanne out of the building hauling ass, collecting tags, and then I got one. I'm down though. I'm like, all right, well then I'll go pick up her tag or whatever. But that's how we've always played Kill Confirm. And I get a little itch sometimes to run and gun. It's fun. I can do it. I just don't enjoy it as much as sniping. But I may collect 1 or 2 tags in a Kill Confirm match. But when I have 20 plus kills, and Land's got 10, 15 kills, but she's got 30 fucking confirms. Obviously, we worked together as a team and did what we had to do. So, but yeah, man, we'll have to pick it up again another time. But I think this Black Ops 4 is going to be it may be the new wave, man, that everybody's going to ride. We'll see. I don't know.
I'm glad you reminded me about the beta starting tomorrow because I thought it was next week for some reason. Yeah,
it is next week too. It's this
next
weekend.
Week too. Yep.
Yeah.
So PlayStation 4 this week, PlayStation 4 and Xbox next week, and then in September it's going to be like an open beta, I think, and then everyone's going to get to play when they purchase it in October. So that leads us to, as we wrap it up here, a few minutes left, I want to remind everyone, go to the backlogexposed.com, sign up. When I say sign up, I think it's just
I think you got to create an account. No big deal.
It's a WordPress account or whatever. But
you just create an account so you can actually go in there and leave comments and write articles or stuff like that.
And I don't even know if you have to create an account to do things like vote, but I'm setting up profile pages for Joe and I. And Joe's got to get in there and update his stuff, so he's gonna one of these days here when I teach him how. But my page is up, and I'm gonna be updating it here and there as I beat games or tackle games and stuff. I'll cross them off my backlog list, and I have a poll up that no one has voted on yet, so I'm kind of disappointed. But then again, our site's been up for a couple days.
Vote,
yeah, go and vote. The poll right now, we have about 10 games on there. What should Kevin complete next? Out of the games I've got on my backlog, these are the ones I'm most probable to play next. So I've already kind of started LA Noire. I'm about 30% in. I could tackle that one, probably beat it in a weekend. I got Detroit Become Human, which I've started. God of War, I have not started. Fallout 4.
Boo. You need to put that at the top of your list.
Which one? God of War?
God of War, bro.
Hey, Joe, I have an idea for you. Go and vote.
What's that? I'll vote, by God.
So, Fallout 4, I put that on there. I put about 30 or 40 hours into that, and I know I got another
about 400 more to go.
Yeah, another 100 or 2 to beat that one, but it's on there because I started it. I did pick up Assassin's Creed Origins. I love Assassin's Creed games. Some of my all-time favorites, personally. I just love the style of play, and when I get into one of them, I enjoy the story. I know it gets a little repetitive, but I'm really looking forward to the Origins one, and I'm actually really looking forward to the one that's coming out next. I forget the name of it, but there's another one coming out soon, and it just looks badass, and I want to beat this one before that one comes out. I mean, spoiler alert, but dude, you kill the Pope in one of these. It's just like, holy shit,
Yeah, they're good games. I just didn't get into them because they're so repetitive. That's just the only downside to me. You go to the city, you climb the highest point, and you got to pickpocket people. And I mean, I've played.
Says the guy who plays Call of Duty and fucking Fortnite. It's too repetitive.
Well, see, Call of Duty and Fortnite's not repetitive because it could be different every time. And I think I played like maybe 20 hours of an Assassin's Creed, and it's like, oh, cool, I beat this city, and then oh wait, I got to do the same shit again in this city. It's like, nah.
They started making it. They made it a little different later on in the games, especially for Black Flag. Black Flag had so many different aspects to it that were significantly better than the previous games, and I really think since Black Flag, the games have been just top notch. So Unity, I think I don't know if that's the one coming out, but this one right here, Origins, I'm hitting it up if you vote on it.
Borderlands on there?
I beat Borderlands.
Did you beat Borderlands 2?
Oh yeah, Handsome Jack.
Did you beat the pre-sequel?
I did not beat the pre-sequel. I don't even have that one.
Oh, dude, I'll
play it. I mean, I have no problem playing Borderlands. I don't know what it is
about those games, man, but I have
played. They're good.
I have played hundreds of hours on Borderlands 2, man. I've got platinum.
Multiplayer.
I've got platinums for all 3 of them, And that's what me and Adam was talking about, bro. If they made a fucking multiplayer Borderlands game, holy shit.
Well, honestly, I swear to you, when Fortnite first came out, a lot of people I talked to were saying this looks a lot like Borderlands. It's like a Borderlands battle royale. People kept saying it's like a Borderlands Battlefield or whatever. And
that'd be crazy.
If Borderlands just dropped a battle royale game, it would fucking kill Fortnite, I think. It would just...
Oh, yeah, dude. Because, the gun layout, and so like in Fortnite, you have like 6 guns. Like, well, maybe what? I mean, honestly, you have
25
maybe
or so, but...
I don't even think it's 25.
Isn't there like 100 million combinations of guns in
No, dude, it's like 9 billion or something stupid.
And the storyline is phenomenal in those games.
Oh, the storyline's amazing, dude.
I don't want to give too many spoilers, but
yeah, if you're listening and you've never played Borderlands, just don't even go to work today. Just turn your car around, go home. Go buy Borderlands, play it. It's not as good as the second one, but you got to play Borderlands to play the second one. And once you play the second one, I'm telling you, once you beat it, I guarantee you can go right back and play it again.
Has it been long enough for us to say what happens at the end of the first one? I mean, the whole time you're looking for this vault?
Yeah, dude, the vault, that's all you got. That's all you're looking for about 100 damn hours.
And
but by God, once you get the vault, you're good. But you're not good, but
there is no vault.
I mean, there's not shit in it, but it's just the games, man. That Borderland is so fucking. I love it. I've put so many hours in that game. But yeah, like if they were to drop a Borderlands Battle Royale.
Is the pre-sequel? I thought the pre-sequel was like a Telltale series or something.
No, the pre-sequel is you go to space. I didn't like it. It wasn't very good. No. You go to space and you have to wear like a mask because of the oxygen, and you can refill your oxygen mask in certain areas, and it was all right. But Borderlands 2 by far is my favorite. But yeah, if you can imagine dropping into a battle royale and you can have 900 million or whatever weapon, dude, that'd be so sick.
I would love it. Sick. I'd play it. Okay, so just to wrap this up, I got Shadow of War, which I know you played a bit. I love that game. Shadow of Mordor was awesome. Uncharted Lost Legacy. Uncharted, some of the best games. I love that style of game. I think between Last of Us and Uncharted, Naughty Dog does a hell of a job. So I'm looking forward to Lost Legacy.
Naughty Dog.
Yeah, man. I have the Witcher 3 expansions. Those are just the add-ons to The Witcher 3, which I put hundreds of hours into. I
played Witcher 3 for about 100 hours, but I think I played about 60 hours of Gwent.
Oh, man. Gwent is the bomb, man.
That card game is amazing, dude. I would just turn the game on and go to the bar and play Gwent for 2 hours straight.
You can download that, right? On the Xbox for free?
Yeah. Yeah,
it's different. It's a little different. Me too. I do that. That's what every time I jump into that game, I end up playing Gwent for an hour or two, and I'm like, well, yep, that's that.
There went those 2 hours.
I love that. I love that aspect of that game. I don't know if you want to talk about it at all, but I wonder if anyone else had the same experience as you with Witcher 3, because you couldn't get past it. Yeah,
man. So I don't know. I played it for I probably put let's see, I would say 20-30 hours in it, because it's there's a lot to do in that game. But I had to quit playing it. I had nightmares. I don't know what it was, but I mean it's graphic. There's some crazy. I mean, you have to kill a fucking undead baby in this game.
That was fucked up.
It's crazy. I mean, the little dude's
crawling.
Well, you don't
have to kill that undead baby. I chose not to, man.
I killed that little ugly bastard. I sure did. But I
think I just resurrected him or something. Turned into a demon baby.
You got demons and stuff coming out of the ground. You got these crazy monsters and it's a PS4, mind you. So the shit it looks real. I mean, you got these 3 witch sisters and they're all,
those were nasty bitches too.
Dude, and shit comes out of the ground and shit comes out of trees and out of the house. I mean, it's crazy, man.
I just thought of something. You weren't having nightmares, man. You were dreaming about Siri.
Oh, dude.
She ain't tough to look at.
Oh, man. I can't do it.
As a video game character, she's probably one of the better looking video game characters, huh?
Yeah, man, I couldn't do it, dude. I had to put it down. It gave me that. Yeah. But yeah, I had to put it down. But it is a phenomenal game. The 30, 40 hours I put into it was freaking amazing.
Did you ever play Metal Gear?
Yeah, man, Metal Gear Solid's good.
Yeah, I got that one on here too. That one's a game I saw it come out.
I don't know. I don't play them that much because you got to be like super stealthy and take your time. And
See,
I would
like
watch
that.
people. I like watch people play it.
Yeah, I like that aspect of that game, and I want to play it for that aspect. But what scares me is that it's going to take me 100 hours, and I just don't have 100 hours. But I want to play that one too.
It'll take you 100 hours easy.
And then the last one I have on the list is Metro Redo, or Redux, or however you want to say it. That the two Metro games in one. I want to play all of those because there's a new Metro coming out next year, and I want to be ready for that one. That's a game that every time I've watched it or seen it, I want to play it. I want to beat it.
Yeah.
And I have it. Now, what's funny is I didn't put any VR games on here, and the reason I didn't put any VR games on here is because those are more grab and go, do it at when you can, and I'm gonna beat some of those games along the way as well. But real quick, I'm gonna top off my last bit of conversation here, and I'm gonna let Joe finish this up. I have all-time favorite games, and I picked 3 as just my all-time favorites, and I know we shit on it a lot, we talk about it a lot. It is the new fad, but for the last year, I have not been able to put Fortnite down. And I actually thought about it quite a bit before I decided to put it on here, because there's other games that I've enjoyed quite a bit, but I've never been addicted to a game like this particular game aside from Shadowbane. And I've talked a little bit about Shadowbane on a previous podcast, and I've selected that one as one of my favorites as well. Shadowbane, I put so much time into before I met my wife that I was running guilds with 500 to 1,000 people in it, and they would log in and immediately contact me as the boss man and give me shit, and I'd tell them, hey, you go farm for 8 hours and give me 1,000 of this, and they would do it. And I could do whatever I wanted in that game. I ran a guild that actually ran that server, and it was fun as hell. If that game didn't crash so much, I think it would have, World of Warcraft might not have ever really happened, because that game had a following when it first came out.
Had a good following, yeah, I remember reading about it.
So, those two games right there, Fortnite and Shadowbane, really just have sucked my life away and put other games on hold. And I'm a guy who plays so many different games. I don't mind stopping one and playing another, but these games just seem to consume all my time. So they've got to be my favorites, right? I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
But then I think back, one of the best memories I have was playing Dragon Warrior with my brother. And, there's Zelda, there's Mario, all these Nintendo games, but Dragon Warrior, the series, was just something. And, I was 6, 7, 8 years old when they came out. But when Dragon Warrior 2 popped, it was like we had to have it. And we were renting those games at the time because our parents wouldn't just buy us a $40, $50, $60 game. So we would rent. And we'd have to beat that game in 3 days, and we'd have to re-rent it or whatever. And damn it, every time a Dragon Warrior game came out, we bought that game or we rented that game till we beat it. And my brother and I just had a lot of fun playing it. For some reason, we always named our character Bobo. And, it's just a silly little memory I have. But
I have that game, right?
I'm sure you have that game.
I got it for Nintendo. I have the book, I have the map, I have everything.
I just want to go back and play it. I think I probably will go back and play it on an emulator or something. I don't know if it's on the I don't think it's on the classic console, but I want to play it again just to see if the gameplay holds up or the story holds up. I mean, I was a kid, I was a child, but maybe I'll play it with my son and let him play through, and watch him play it and just enjoy it. So those are my 3 that I can think of right now, and my movies. I don't have it on here. I actually have to update this list, but I got Big Lebowski, Jurassic Park, and then pretty much anything from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I forgot one. Idiocracy is one of the best movies of all time, and I'm going to add it to my list. And it's really playing out every day as I look at society. I think back to President Mountain Dew, Terry Crews, and just the silliness of what the world is becoming. And that movie really hits home. So check it out if you haven't seen Idiocracy. But I also recommend Big Lebowski. I also recommend Jurassic Park, and everybody recommends anything from Marvel.
Oh, true.
Movies, I got Breaking Bad, or TV shows, I got Breaking Bad, Lost, Battlestar Galactica, The Shield, and The Wire. We can get into any of those in the future episode of podcasts. But Joe, I want to hear from you. What games are your favorites? If you can think of 3 out of any system.
Oh, yeah, I got plenty of games I can think about. So I'm going to go back and talk about PlayStation 2. I talked about it last podcast, the Suikoden series. Dude, that took many, many hours of my life, but it was fun. I was in the military. I think I was my roommate. We shared a bathroom, but it was like we had 2 different rooms. He introduced me to Suikoden. He was playing Suikoden 3, and he got me on Suikoden 4, and I started playing
play them all?
Nope, I didn't, because it's so weird because if you go look at the Suikoden series, they're so different. Yep. It's like completely different games. So he was playing 3. I didn't like the way 3 played and the way it looked because it was you would switch characters like throughout certain parts of the story. So it was kind of like, you know, back and forth switching characters. So I went and looked at 4 and I was like, holy shit. So I played it. You know, dude, if anybody's ever played it, you need to play Suikoden 4. Such a great game. Played a lot of that.
Was 4 on the PS2 or the 3?
2, PS2.
Okay.
Borderlands, I already talked about it, but Borderlands 1 and 2, some of the greatest games. Me and Adam have played the shit out of that game. We've beat, because Borderlands 1, I beat by myself. I think we didn't really play a whole lot together, but Borderlands 2, me and him beat it together probably 3-4 times.
Yep.
We've beat all the DLCs, probably 2 or 3 times a piece. We beat the pre-sequel together, 100%, platinumed all of it. Really good games, man. Ultimate Alliance, some of my favorite games.
Played that. I always catch you playing that on PS4.
Dude, they were so fun. So fun to play. Me and Caleb and Kaylee actually played some Ultimate Alliance, played that. Any of the DC games, man, Spider-Man, X-Men, all that stuff. Those games are just fun, easy to play. Really enjoy playing all of those.
I can't wait till we can talk a little bit more about Spider-Man coming up too.
Dude, I can't wait. If anybody's listening out there, give us a promo code. Come on. I want to play Spider-Man.
We'll review it. We'll review it. I promise.
Dude, I'll review the shit out of that game. But I got a couple movies. Apollo 13. By far, every time it comes on, I watch it. I don't care if it's been on for 2 hours.
We have a problem.
I'm telling you, man, Tom Hanks is my favorite actor. Every movie he's ever played, I've watched. Like I said, if that movie's been on for 2 hours and it's only 7 minutes left, I'll watch it. I'll watch them have that 4 minutes of silence every time. And in my living room, my wife's looking at me like I'm crazy because I know, no matter how many times I watch it, they may not make it back, even though I know they do. And I'm sitting there, and it's like, that's 3 minutes, 3 minutes of darkness. And dude, they're falling down, and then, yeah, Houston, we're home. Oh man, it's so good, dude. Watching that movie, I fucking love it. That's the greatest movie.
That's
let's
awesome.
see. Yeah, I've watched that movie hundreds of times. Love it. Let's see. American Sniper.
That's a good movie, man.
It's a newer movie. People didn't really like it because, you know, they thought Chris Kyle was, you know, he lied about a bunch of stuff. Whatever.
It was a movie.
It's a movie, but all that shit that, you know, happened is pretty much as realistic as it gets because that was his story. That was his life in Afghanistan. Yep. He did 4 tours, had 160 something kill. Dude, great.
They made a very, you know, I've never been in the war. I don't know what it's like, but when you watch that movie, that one out of, you know, Full Metal Jacket, I think definitely makes a good representation of what someone who's not in the military would feel it's like. In that movie right there, just seeing the angst and the agony when he was coming home and he had to go back, and it was just painful. It was painful as a viewer. You felt for this guy, and what's his name? Bradley Cooper did just one hell of a job on that.
Dude, he did a phenomenal job in that movie. I mean, going from Hangover 1, 2, and 3 to freaking playing American Sniper,
to
winning
Rocket
awards.
the Raccoon.
Oh yeah, the Rocket the Raccoon. Oh my god, dude.
He's pretty good. He's a good actor.
He is. Let's see. What other good movies? Let's see. I do like all those military movies though, dude. Like Black Hawk Down. And
Josh Hartnett, right?
Yeah, dude. Black Hawk Down's good. Even the one with
and Owen Wilson was in that, right?
No, you're talking about Behind Enemy Lines.
Holy shit.
That is one of my all-time favorites.
That movie was incredible.
Yep, Owen Wilson and Gene Hackman, dude. And he oh my god.
Stackhouse. Movies, though.
They killed Stackhouse. Love that movie, dude.
So what about TV shows? We'll wrap it up with TV shows here.
All right,
What's your
man.
favorite?
We don't really watch a lot of TV shows, but the two TV shows we do watch that are phenomenal, Stranger Things.
Yeah,
I don't
that's a
know,
good one.
dude. Stranger Things 3 is coming out. I think they said the beginning of next year, or whatever. But we binge. Well, I had surgery. I think I had nose surgery for like the third damn time, and we binge watched both seasons
Oh man,
in a matter of like 4 days. It was
I gotta
crazy,
finish
dude.
season 2 with the wife, but we're
Dude,
wrapping up.
Stranger Things, definite watch.
You ever catch
Awesome.
Breaking
And
Bad?
no, I've watched a couple episodes. Just never really got into it.
That
I never really got
give
into.
give
I
it
never got
about
into
6 episodes, and you'll go nuts. See, once you get hooked, and then you're 6, 7 seasons in. I forget how many total, and then they have a spin-off called Better Call Saul with one of the characters, and we're tackling that right now.
I'll have to check it out. And then Shooter. I don't know if you guys have seen Shooter.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
So you've heard of the movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, right?
Okay, yeah. So this is a show based off of that?
The movie with Mark Wahlberg, basically, he was a sniper in the military, blah blah blah, and they come to him and say, hey, we have a threat against the president. You're the best sniper we have. We need you to do a threat assessment. It's gonna have this, they're in this certain city. If you were to take the shot, where would you take it? Blah blah blah. Spoiler alert: they set him up, and shit like that. So, in the TV show Shooter, it's the exact same thing, but in a movie, they never gave you the backstory on why the colonel turned against, his character. I think his name is Bobby Lee Swagger. That's who he is in Shooter, Bobby Lee Swagger, and the colonel turned against him and never had the story in the movie. The movie's a phenomenal movie, but they never gave the backstory on why he did what he did. So in the TV series Shooter, literally like the first 3 episodes is the movie. It's fucking awesome. So it's like you're watching Shooter the movie, and then like I think it's the 4th or 5th episode, shit starts going crazy.
Do you recommend watching the movie first and then catching the show, or skip?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the TV show does the exact same aspect as the movie.
But I mean, is Mark Wahlberg worth watching? He's a good actor.
Yes. Oh yeah, Shooter's an awesome movie. I love it. It's a great movie. I've watched it a bunch of times. But a TV show has the first like 3-4 episodes, and it's just like the movie, but then it goes into like huge details on what happened with his tours in Iraq, and they were buddies in Iraq. Bobby Lee Swagger was I think a sergeant first class, and then the guy that's playing his boss was a major, and they did all these missions together, and he would always send him out, and then now he's coming back to try and betray him. So it's good. It's super good.
I'll have to check it. I always get into those types of movies and shows when I start watching them. For some, I'm not a military guy, so I don't seek it out. But then if I sit down behind one of these movies, like you said, behind enemy lines or Black Hawk Down or any of them, really, I get sucked in and I love it. So
Lone Survivors. Lone Survivors, another good movie with Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, he plays Marcus Luttrell. He's one of the only 4 Navy SEALs that they got ambushed over there.
My favorite Mark Wahlberg movie is The Big Hit.
The Big Hit. Let's see. I think my favorite Mark Wahlberg movie, Four Brothers.
Oh, that's a good one too, man. That's a good one too.
For some reason, I just like that movie. I don't know. It's just because
it's funny. It had humor and action and a good cast. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I liked it. So
that was a good movie.
Yep. So that's my picks, man.
So for those of you hanging in there, we appreciate you dealing with my robot voice and Joe's smooth tone. So
yeah.
We're gonna wrap it up. We appreciate everyone listening. This is starting to become a lot more fun than we thought it was going to be, so we really hope that we start getting the feedback we're looking for. Hit us up on our website, thebacklogexposed.com. If you haven't signed up and you're listening, go sign yourself up. It makes us feel better, even if you don't care. If you're my dad or, my wife.
Your mama, your sister, your aunt, uncle, your kids.
Sign up. Just help us out, because you know what? Google's looking. Google's telling people about us. And
that's right.
So far, we've only got a couple Russian bots, and I'd like to have some real people out there. And Joe, I want you to have a great weekend
You know I will.
playing that Call of Duty.
That's right. I guess I'll have to pre-order it tonight, and we'll play it tomorrow.
Yep. I'm going away for a couple days, so I'm not going to be around on Saturday or Sunday daytime and night, but Sunday night I'll be on, and I took a couple days off next week because, as we were talking about last week, I thought I was going to have last Saturday off. Ended up babysitting at my wife's work party, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to be playing some video games.
Get her done, brother.
That's
That's
right.
what Larry the Cable Guy says. Get her done.
Get her done. All right, Joe. Hey, wrap us up.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. Hope we shedded some light on some games you need to go play. Hope you got some understanding of the new Call of Duty coming out. A couple TV shows we ran at you. I enjoyed the time. Hopefully you enjoyed the time. Now get to work.
That's
This is
right.
podcast. Backlog Exposed. Out, baby.